Hi, my darlings. I'm Sophie Darling, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Sophie. I have a doctorate in literature, which means I get way too emotionally invested in the shows that I'm watching. Today, we're reacting to episode 7 of season 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Last episode, we ended with Gojo about to have a fight with this curse. Itadori's being trained how to manage his emotions and channel this cursed energy. Schooner was talking about Megumi's talent going to waste when they were fighting, and it was his intention to kill him. So by talent, is he referring to this like natural born ability that Megumi seems to have? And is it because he recognizes that this talent is maybe in a family line and he's able to hone in on that he knows instantly who Megumi's family is, and maybe this is genetically passed down? Because again, if it's based on something that's inscribed on you at birth, then it must be genetic. Like, it must be linked somewhere in the family and passed down. But then again, I guess it could just be random. But I don't know. There's that mention of Talon and Schooner's really sort of invested in Megumi to the point that part of the reason he wants to come back is because of that fascination. And I think it's not just a fascination with Megumi and his talents that he was likely born with, but how it connects to something deeper that he's aware of that not everyone else is aware of, especially because the deal he has made with Itadori seems to be very weighed in Itadori's favor. So what game is Schooner kind of playing at? Because there has to be something to Schooner's mutual benefit, because that's the whole point of the pact. There has to be a mutual benefit. And so far, we know how Itadori benefits in terms of Itadori gets to come back to life. Schooner has promised that he's not going to kill anyone during the minute that he takes over his body. But we don't know how Schooner benefits, other than for a full minute he gets unrestricted access to Itadori's body. But Itadori also doesn't remember this promise because the pact was wiped from his mind. So we know that he's come back on Schooner's terms, even though it wasn't really a fair fight. He didn't even get a chance, but he doesn't know about this. But Gojo kind of was bringing up the matter and kind of pressing it with Itadori, almost as if he kind of suspected that there has to have been something in order for Itadori to come back, because he's not stupid. Gojo knows that Itadori was dead and that the only way he could come back is if it benefits Schooner. So I think he's being a bit wary. Like, what is Schooner gaining from this? Schooner is this intimidating force that so many sorcerers are afraid of. And I think Gojo is incredibly wise to be a bit nervous about a potential pact, especially if it's weighted in Schooner's mutual benefit. And then we also had more insight into Gojo and why he wants to teach, that he sees it as preparing the next generation from the ground up to take the spots of the higher ranks of Jujutsu sorcerers and to get rid of this level of cowardice and corruption and negative qualities that Gojo believes has infested the Jujutsu sorcerers. But I really kind of want to know more about that dynamic, because it seems like Gojo has a lot of tension with them. So there is history there, there's beef. And that beef isn't just linked to them going against commuting Itadori's sentence and then going behind Gojo's back when he was away to then ensure that he was killed. So it's not just in relation to that. It's not just in relation to Schooner. There is some tension in that dynamic, but we don't fully know how far back that history goes or what they've done to really piss off Gojo, because it likely isn't one thing. It's likely a series of fuck ups, because he talks about them all being idiots. So, and Gojo's just kind of over it to the point that he just believes they're incompetent and can't lead this organization. And even though he could just wipe them out, what would be the point? Because there would always be someone there to take the place. He needs to build it from the ground up, needs to prepare the students to ascend into the ranks and to focus on the positive qualities that he thinks the jujitsu sorcerers could benefit from having. So it's getting very interesting. Lots of information being thrown at me. So if I trip up here and there, I do apologize. But again, let the show correct me. You don't need to explain things. I will learn with the show. It's gonna happen on a first time watch. It's not going to be always easy to pick up. So I'm trying my absolute best, especially in trying to follow everything. And then there's a war that's about to be started between humans and curses that are being led by this human who kind of looks like Megumi, but older. And he has like scars across his forehead. And we've probably been given his name, but I've completely forgotten his name. And then we also have an assessment coming, not an assessment, it's games. There's like a game coming up between students in this academy against another one, and anything goes bar killing each other. So that dynamic is going to be really interesting, especially because everyone still thinks Itadori's dead. Gojo isn't telling anyone that Itadori's okay until Itadori is well enough to take care of himself. He doesn't want anyone to take advantage of him when he hasn't really harnessed his abilities with cursed energy. And then there is the mention that at some point, Schooner's techniques will be engraved on Itadori because they're sharing a body. So he will eventually have those techniques, but right now he needs to kind of harness the basics. So he wants Itadori to be fully prepared if there's any further threats against his life. And he has told Itadori that he's going to compete at these games. So likely the first time they're going to see him again is at the games, which is just crazy because, again, they all think he's dead. But without further ado, let's get into episode 7 and let's see Gojo kick some ass against this volcano curse. Oh! 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 Oh, damn! Oh, your cockiness is your downfall.
誰が大したことない。怖っぱみ。呪霊のくせにしっかりコミュニケーションが取れる。
Like, who are you calling easy? Not me.
未登録の特級か。
Oh, I'm registered special grade.
特級はさ、特別だから特級なわけ。こうもホイホイ出てこられると調子狂っちゃうよ。
What's the difference between registered and unregistered? Is it that unregistered have escape detection? Gojo's like, this is nothing. I've been looking forward to fighting. Let's go.
わざわざ人のいないところで。いや。他の術師の加勢を避けたんだ。
Yeah, because you're his only target.
ま、僕を狙ってきたのは確かだね。危機感の欠如ね。
ああ！
これ当たるとどうなんの？
Okay, Gojo is so fucking cool.
音？音と爆発の二段構え。
Damn. And he genuinely thought this was going to be easy. There's a reason they want to take Gojo out. It's because they're scared of what Gojo can do. That's not over.
このくだり、さっきやったよね。学習しろよ、ケム。
Oh, he's starting to realize this is all fun and games for Gojo.
君が触れたのは僕との間にあった無限だよ。手出して。ほらほら。
I love Gojo.
触れられん。
What?
寸前で止まる。これが無限。
止まってるっていうか、僕に近づくほど遅くなった。で、どうする？
Well, that's what stopped the ember insects, but
照れるなよ。
this is
こっ
crazy.
ちまで恥ずかしくなる。
Ayo! Gojo can hold my hand. God damn.
ただ呪力で強化した打撃じゃない。
まだまだ。
There's still more.
無限はね、至るところにあるんだよ。
It's endless.
収束、発散。この呼吸に触れたらどうなると思う？術式判定。
Oh, the music is so good. God damn, Gojo. See, not as easy as you thought it was gonna be. He's got him running. Or trying to run, but Gojo's too fast. So you wanna go? Let's go. Oh my god.
いいけど、死ぬよ。じゃあな。
Oh, so he was warned that he'll die. I don't remember that, but that could just be me forgetting the conversation.
だが当たらぬなら領域に引きずり込むまで。どこへ行った？
Kind of like domain expansion that Schooner did.
ここどこ？
スクナの器。
見学の虎杖裕二くんです。
Did he just reach into the void and grabbed him? Like, what happened? How did that work?
あなたを守る。離れません。
Lord of the Rings! They animated it!
意外と飲み込みが早い。
That's so funny.
早めに出力上げて、さっさと次の段階進めそうだね。出かけるよ、裕二。課外授業。呪術戦の頂点、領域展開
Oh,
について。
it is to do with domain expansion. Okay.
なんで俺たち沈まねえの？先生、俺10秒前まで高専にいたよね。
Yeah, that's what I was confused about,
飛
Itadori.
んだの。
We warped. Okay.
今後のため虎杖は殺せん。まさか我々の目的に気づいて。
言ったでしょ、見学だって。今この子にいろいろ教えてる最中でね。まあ、君は気にせず戦ってよ。
So just ignore him.
大丈夫でしょ。だって君、弱いもん。
Oh,
そのにやけ面ごと飲み込んで
I mean, you underestimated him. God damn.
こいつが弱い。今までのどんな化け物よりもはるかに化け物。
He's weak in comparison to Gojo. So it's Itadori's realization of just how strong Gojo is that this is nothing to him.
領域展開。
Okay, domain expansion again. So is domain expansion kind of like every curse has their own domain, their own realm that they can enforce and bring into the real world? It's kind of like a liminal third space that they can trap you within or
大艦
exert specific techniques. Because Schooner had Malevolent Shrine as part of the domain expansion, and then he has something, I can't remember, Iron Mountain or whatever, as part of domain expansion. It's kind of like this in-between space.
術式を付与した聖徳領域を呪力で周囲に構築する。
Okay,
君たちが少年院で体験したのは、術式の付与されていない未完成の領域だ。領域を広げるのはめちゃくちゃ呪力を消費するけど、それだけに利点もある。一つは環境要因によるステータス上昇。
おお、ゲームのバフみたいなもんだ。
that's a good way to look at it.
もう一つ。
Because his is full of lava.
何の術師なら領域に入れた時点で焼き切れるのだ
Schooner's
な
was malevolent shrine and he was worshipped as a god, so kind of connects to that.
絶対当たる。今みたいに呪術で受けるか。これはあまりおすすめしないけど、領域外に逃げる。大抵無理。
Oh, so you can escape it.
あの無限とやらもより濃い領域で中和してしまえばわしの術も届くのだろう。殺せぬならそれはそれで構わんと思っていた。だが突きつけられたこの悲願の相
He's got to prove
人
something.
としてね新たな人間としての矜持が到底受け入れられん。
As the new humanity is like, nah, I can't stand by and let this go.
こっちの領域を展開する。同時に領域が展開されたとき、より洗練された術がその場を制する。相性とか呪力量にもよるけど。
Oh? Oh, the blindfold's coming off?
領域展開。
Oh!
無料空襲。
Oh my god, he's gorgeous. Infinite void. Oh my goodness, Gojo. I didn't know your game, but damn, boy. I mean, he was hot before, but the eyes just sell it. Like a black hole.
何が起こった？
It also looks like Gojo's eye.
何もかも見える。すべて感じる。いつまでも情報が完結しない。ゆえに何もできん。
ここは無加減の内側。生きるという行為に無限界の作業を強制する。皮肉だよね。すべてを与えられると何もできず緩やかに死ぬなんて。
It's almost like you're
でも君には聞き
paralyzed.
たいことがあるからこれくらいで勘弁してあげる。
Oh! Gojo, what?
さて誰に言われてここに来た？
That was cool as fuck.
生き物としての格が違う。
Yeah.
どうする？助ける？
No.
私は交際関係者に顔を見られるわけにはいかないから、ここで帰らせてもらうよ。
What is your game here, other than targeting Gojo? It's backwards. If only I could flip the screen, I could see what they were saying.
僕を殺すと何かいいことがあるのかな？どちらにせよ相手は誰だ？
What is the history between Gojo and this figure that we're seeing with the curses?
早く言えよ。払うぞ。言っても払うけど。
っていうか、呪いって会話できるんだね。普通すぎてスルーしてたわ。
Oh, it is intervening.
お花だ。
Pretty.
呪術だよな。繊維がそがれる。
Oh.
先生、俺は大丈夫。先生、ごめん、嘘、
I lied, help. Itadori is so funny. He's like, please go after them. Wait, no, help me.
気配を消すのがうまいな。
Easy. So the curses are protecting each other.
このレベルの呪霊が徒党を組んでるのか。楽しくなってきたね。ユージ。っていうか、みんなにはあれに勝てるくらい強くなってほしいんだよね。
あれにか。
And stronger.
いやー、連れてきてよかった。
いや、何が何だか分かんなかったんだけど。
Gojo is like, I'm a hands-on type of teacher.
あとはひたすら駆け上がるだけ。
Oh, he's so funny.
これから一月、映画見て僕と戦って。
I'm fighting Gojo?
先生と？
Oof.
一月後、俺生きてるかな。
He'll go easy
その
on
後
you.
は実践
Easy-ish.
重めの任務をいくつかこなしてもらう。基礎とその応用。しっかり身につけて交流会でお披露目といこうか。
Woo! Exchange
交流会
event.
って何？
Oh, you didn't tell
言ってな
him?
かったっけ？
No.
遅い。
He's like, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Is this like a door to another world, or is this part of his domain expansion?
ジョーゴはどうした？ケト。瀕死。花見が助けに入ったから、多分大丈夫じゃないかな。私は止めたんだよ。噂をすれば。ジョーゴ、花見、無事で。何より。
どこをどう見ていっている。
I mean, you're lucky to have not been excised, so I mean...
これで分かったと思うけど、五条悟はしかるべき
Oh,
時、
Lord.
しかるべき場所、こちらのアドバンテージを確立した上で封印に臨む。決行は10月31日渋谷。詳細は追って連絡するよ。いいね、真人。異論ないよ。狡猾に行こう。呪いらしく、人間らしく。
Okay, the least cursed looking individual. Of course, they are a curse, but they also look like an amalgamation between a curse and a human. Kind of like a hybrid, but also possibly the mastermind behind all of this.
何をしとる。
ブラジル体操。3、4。ぼちぼち温まったかな。
Calisthenics.
貴様ら何をするつもりだ。
Football. Oh.
ケト君、
Is he a human or is he a curse?
真人君。オーバーヘッド。シュート。
Go!
こいつ後で殺す。
I mean, you couldn't even kill Gojo. I forgot that he was warned. I must have just completely tuned out that piece of information, but we kind of already knew that he wasn't going to stand a chance. Does Gojo wear the blindfold because his eyes can trigger this sense of infinity? That if you look too deeply into his eyes, you could find yourself kind of being sucked into that endless void? Because it seems very interesting that he keeps his eyes covered. Or is it to not let people know sort of what he's capable of? It's just very interesting. But we've learned what domain expansion is. We've learned that if you conjure a domain expansion and it's more structured and stable and more powerful, I guess, it overrides someone else's domain expansion. So that's what Gojo did. But Gojo's ability to be connected to infinity is kind of wild. I'm not sure if that just means because there's so many endless possibilities that you can't ever really hit Gojo because it slows you down, it overwhelms your movements because there's so much information that's being thrown at you that mentally and physically your body can't act. Because when he was in Gojo's domain expansion, he was basically saying, oh, I know everything and see everything, but I still can't move, I can't act. It's almost as if the body is paralyzed because of that knowledge. But also the infinite sense of possibilities, I guess. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but it looks like he can distort time and space because it was almost like a black hole, like a void. I'm not very scientific, and I think that's going to be kind of my downfall is with Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm more analytical, but in terms of like science and any information pertaining to like space, time, things like that, my brain just kind of doesn't lock in. I'm not very good with science, maths, any of that. But it is fascinating that it looks like a black hole, looks like a void. Everything kind of slows down, almost as if there's like a gravitational pull to things. I thought maybe it was to do with like there being endless possibilities, meaning you can never really hit Gojo because Gojo's there, but he's also not there because whatever move they do, there's infinite amounts of moves that Gojo can do to counteract it. Sort of like limitless opportunity and possibility to counteract. So I think it could still be that, but it's also tied to space and gravity and expansion. It is just a bit confusing, but I think Gojo can slow people down because we saw that with the ember insects, but also I've forgotten the little cursor's name already. Jojo? Not sure. Something along those lines. Jogo. And he could also avoid being hit, even though the curse thought that it had hit Gojo and that it was confident that it had killed him. It was Gojo, but it wasn't Gojo because Gojo seems to be able to enter into this like limitless space. And because he's in this limitless space, he's infinite. There is like multiple opportunities for him to evade this attack. It's almost as if he sees this attack before it happens because of his like abilities. I'm not entirely sure. I guess we'll get further explanation as it goes, but clearly Gojo's very overpowered. He has an intense ability that makes it really difficult to actually get a hold of him. But it's like he can control gravity, speed, time, movement all in one go. Like it's limitless potential for what Gojo can do essentially. And he can also teleport or warping is what he called it. Because Itadori was like, we were literally in the school like 10 seconds ago. What the hell? And it's almost as if Gojo can like manipulate speed and maybe space, because there seems to be like these in-between spaces, like this liminal space, which is like domain expansion. It creates like a domain within the world itself. And then there was this doorway that leads into another tropical beach area, which could be a domain expansion or could just be like another world. So it's like worlds intersecting with worlds. So it wouldn't shock me then if Gojo can like manipulate space itself in that he can move between areas without really being perceived, that he can do it and it's so fast that it's like the blink of an eye, but he can manipulate his way from one area to another, almost as if he's like opening a door in between the lake and the school and bringing Itadori also through that door. Mentioned red, but I'm not quite sure if there's going to be more colors or if it's just going to be that one color, because the red that he referred to almost kind of repelled, so kind of like repulsive energy because it pushed everything backwards. But it would be interesting to see if that is like maybe one of the techniques. But his eyes have to be connected to his ability because he can only really conjure domain expansion when he revealed his eyes. And then when he was doing some of his techniques, he had the blindfold on, but there was like that blue sheen from beneath the blindfold, almost as if like, again, it's through his eyes that he's able to conjure these techniques. My biggest curiosity is how the techniques work in terms of, are they genetic? Because if you are born with these techniques and if these techniques formulate 80% of being a powerful jujutsu sorcerer, it also infers that not everyone who inherits techniques are going to get a strong technique. So it kind of prioritizes maybe those with strong techniques marrying others and procreating with others who have strong techniques in order to produce sort of the perfect strong child. I'm not sure if that is how it works, but it kind of seems like it's like a genetic legacy, that it's something that's passed through the bloodlines. So, you know, Gojo could have inherited this from one of his parents, but it would set up the premise that potentially people would seek out others with strong techniques in order to procreate and have a child that is powerful. Because if you have a technique that's not as powerful as someone else's, then you're never going to accomplish what they accomplish, because to be powerful, you need to sort of be blessed with an exceptional technique. But then again, not every sorcerer has a technique. It is very much linked to it being engraved on you at birth. So not every sorcerer will have a technique, but sorcerers that do, some will have really powerful ones, and I imagine some will have weaker ones. So then I guess sets up the premise of those with weaker ones maybe seeking to ensure that their children inherit stronger techniques. Maybe we see people with like combination techniques from like their parents. I'm not sure how it works. This is just me theorizing out loud. It could be completely off base, but again, we will see as the show progresses. But I love that Itadori got to see just how strong Gojo is. I love that Itadori was like, it's fine, I'll be okay. You go after him. Only to be like, no, please actually help me. I'm going to die. Please help. And we saw a new figure introduced, and that the curses can also band together, which Gojo was like, that's unusual. That never really happens. So there's something bigger going on here. He didn't get any further information, but I think he suspects that potentially there is someone he knows in the past that is after him, that this doesn't really come as a shock to him. So it makes me wonder if there's a connection between Gojo and, I believe his name is it Geto? Geto? Because he knows who Gojo is. He knows how strong Gojo is. So there has to be a past between the two of them, and perhaps also this new figure that was introduced. But I'm looking forward to knowing more about Gojo and why Geto is working with these curses to flip the dynamic so that humanity is the ones that are the subordinates to curses, that curses become the dominant life form in this space. Because why would he want a world like that? Why would he want a world in which humans are made to kind of suffer at the hands of curses, which are unpredictable? I know they say that they can't hide their emotions and therefore they are the superior being, but again, they're very unpredictable in the sense that they lash out. And yes, they can't hide their emotions. There's no like duplicity to them, but you also don't know what they're going to do. And to me, that's scarier because, again, the way in which that volcano curse just started setting everyone alight in that restaurant was horrendous. Why would you want a world in which something so unpredictable like that can happen every day? I'm not sure. So I really want to know what his bigger purpose is, why he's so hell-bent on helping the curses flip the script. I want Gojo to be able to tell us more about his past. Perhaps there's a connection between him and Geto that we are yet to see. Because if Geto knows about Gojo, Gojo has to know about Geto. He has to. But I'm super excited to see more of Gojo. He's a very, very hot man. And looking forward to seeing this excursion as well as Itadori being reunited with everyone. I also want to see Panda the Panda again. I'm excited to learn more about Panda. Panda is intriguing. But for now, that's all I want to say. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this react, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment below to help boost this video into the algorithm. And until next episode, bye!